TV. Hi, it's James Steinebull. I'm here with TVU, a business channel, and we have Madhura Joshi with Ignite Your Inner Potential. How you doing today, Madhura?
Good. How are you?
Very well, very well. Just take a minute or two and let our viewers and listeners know what has brought Madhura Joshi to Ignite Your Inner Potential. Where have you come from?
So I have a very diverse background, and prior to starting my practice, I was a recruiter. And in 2016, just as I was coming off my maternity leave, I got the lovely pink slip, but it was a blessing in disguise. It was kind of universe, whatever you want to call it, divine intervention of saying, okay, it's time for you to step into something bigger and better. And my son was a year at this point, and he was still nursing, and I couldn't leave him for extended periods of time. So I had to kind of do some soul searching as to how I could still give back, serve, and still be a mom at the same time. So tried different things, tried MLMs, tried other home-based businesses. Didn't work for me because it was not my personality. It wasn't a good fit for me. However, it led me to coaching and the personal development side of those businesses. And I really, really resonated with that. And I found for me, that's kind of where my passion ignited from. And did a lot of research. And I guess at this point, coaching and the personal development industry within Canada was starting to really pick up. And of course, when you start to think about something, you start seeing it everywhere. So everywhere that I looked, I saw someone say they were a coach or whatnot. And I realized at that point that I couldn't do it just based on my experience prior to going into this avenue. I needed some kind of tools and certification to kind of give me enough ammunition to help my clients get to where they needed to go. So I went back to school, got from Ericsson International, got my certification. And then, that's where Ignite Your Inner Potential kind of came from. It developed from there because it was truly helping people tap into that and allowing them to really hone their inner potential, because we all have unlimited potential. And I really, really fell in love with that name. And so that's how it all came to be.
That's very interesting. Now, when you said you were in recruiting, do you have a human resource designation as well?
I don't have a human resource designation. I have a bachelor's in marketing.
Nice.
Bachelor's of Management in Marketing. So I always worked with customers. I trained teams when I was an assistant manager in a previous role. So I've always had some sort of coaching, some sort of leadership role. And so it would just seem natural to transition into this as the next step, I guess.
So then I have a very specific line of questioning that I want to ask you about. Now, I want to talk about the Nexus and Focus. And as you come in and you are encountering a new client to become their coach, you're going to see, as you're meeting them and you're understanding their business, you're understanding the way they're approaching to business, you're going to see a general landscape, and then you're going to see where you want to focus. So as you're engaging in that process, what kind of markers and milestones that they've achieved that you're looking for that allows you to gain this perspective and give you a starting point and a way forward?
Well, how I like to do it is really actually get them to take the steering wheel. And I like to do this because it really, as they're talking, you'll see their eyes light up, or something, they'll have their aha moment, like that light bulb going off. And it really goes back to their why, because their why, their vision, why are they seeking assistance at this time? And once I'm able to determine what that why is and get that clarity and clarification from them, it's easier then to say, okay, so this is your why. Now, what is that vision that's going to go hand in hand with that why? And that is key, because a lot of times, many of them they struggle with, they have this beautiful why, they have a vision, but there's no structure to their vision. It's kind of a vision, which is actually a mission statement, and they kind of kept it as their vision. So really honing in and getting very focused as to, okay, let's put that vision and actually set a date for it. Because without setting a date, our minds will not go into action. So by setting a specific date and time of when this vision is to come to life, and that could be a weekly vision, a daily vision. I personally like a daily vision or a weekly vision because it really keeps you on focus of what is your intention for the day and what's that vision you're going to bring to life. But once that happens, it's a lot easier to then say, okay, I have this vision. Now, how can I work backwards from that? What are those action steps that I can take to bring that vision to life?
That's excellent. Excellent. So we're in COVID. You're a media savvy, virtual communicating savvy person. So, it's almost like the economy is shifted a click right into your ballpark, right? So it's good for you. Not so much for other people. Now, this is a scenario that I've brought up with many people, business people, faith community people, individuals at large. I ask them the same question. In this, especially this week, in relation to COVID, people, the reality of life change and change of way of life, is upon them. Their routines are shattered, and their flowing expectation of what happens next is gone. People are panicking. They're short of breath. They're practically running down their hallways and throwing paper in the air. What kind of advice? What can you share now that would be of a benefit?
So the biggest thing that I would recommend, and I would share with everyone listening, is yes, it is a time that is uncharted territory. We don't know. This is all new, and to acknowledge everything that's coming up. Don't try to fight the feelings and the frustration and the fear and all of that. Acknowledge it, because it is true and it's okay to feel that way. When people say, no, it's not okay, it's not right. You have to feel them. You have to come to terms with it, because otherwise it's going to keep knocking at your door and it's going to be worse. Secondly is okay. Yes, things have shifted. Now what? What is it that's going to make you happy on a day-to-day basis? Doesn't even have to be anything crazy. It can be something as little as, you know what? I actually got out of my pajamas today. I went for a walk outside. I put my phone away so I could spend some quality time with my children. I didn't snap at my child today. That's a win. And actually start celebrating every small win that you have, no matter how small it is. Once you've had a week of this, of where you're celebrating the small wins and you've come to terms with, okay, this is the new reality, now what? Then it's time to start honing in that vision. What is it that you want to create by the end of April? And I'm saying at the end of April because it's a small enough chunk of time that you can actually really refocus that energy and tap into, okay, what have I maybe not done because I didn't have time, and now I actually have the time to sit and explore it. Looking at those aspects, because a lot of times, and I've heard it many times with clients in the past and people that I've encountered, is, oh, I wish I had more time to I had more time because I wanted to achieve this, or I wish I had more time with my children. I wish I had more time to work out. So now time is not an issue anymore because we have this time. We're at home. There's nowhere to go, nothing really to do other than the time at home. So it's switching that perspective on saying, okay, what can I do? It could be home renovations, things that have kind of been sitting on the honey-do list that you've said, okay, yeah, if I have time, I'll paint a wall, or I'll clean this, or I'll declutter. Try doing things that give you that sense of purpose. Because right now, when you don't know what's outside and it's very uncertain, having something that gives you a sense of purpose at home is crucial, because it'll keep you sane. It'll keep you feeling alive, at least, and really moving your body too. It's it's a time where even if it's just like getting up and having a dance party with your kids and being goofy, get something to put a smile on your face every single day. And thinking about, okay, what can I be grateful for today? Regardless of what's going on outside, what is it in this moment that I can be truly grateful for? And that'll help alleviate some of those fears and anxieties that are coming up, and acknowledge them, because that is the best way to say, okay, well, is there any truth to this? And otherwise, if you kind of repress it, it's going to cause problems later on.
That's very insightful and very kind to share. Now, the other thing that I think is going to cause just as much shock, whether it's traumatic shock, but shock, is the end of COVID. I think what we were realizing is how busy we are, and we're missing that busyness, but we're getting used to not being busy. We're sort of taking up time, feeling bad that we're not busy. But the day's coming where the busyness is going to kick in. What kind of suggestion in terms of vision casting and how you consult? What can someone do with a blank piece of paper to prepare for the end of COVID and the resumption of business?
That is a great question. So take a piece of paper and really just do a brain dump. What do you want your life to look like once COVID has ended? Once we're back to routine, do you still want to be working 10, 50, 60, 70 hours a week? Or do you not? Do you want to have a healthy workout lifestyle? Is that something that's a priority? And really figuring out now, when you have all this time, what is really important to you and what can you get rid of out of your schedule? Because do you really need to go out and eat every night of the week, or are you going to be cooking more at home, right? Like, what is that whole thing going to look like for you, or what would you like it to look like? And really putting pen to paper and having fun with it in a way. Have a glass of wine, grab a beer, sit down and just write out, okay, once everything goes back to normal, what do I want things to look like? How am I going to be running my business? How am I going to be in my career? What is that going to look like? How much time am I going to be spending with my family? Do I even like my family? Right? Like, there's all these different things, because now you're in these four walls with them all the time. So it'll bring up some awareness of what you want to have. Like, you're absolutely, I need this. This is what I want. Or it's, I cannot have this going forward. This is a no-go. I refuse to have this happen or include this in my day-to-day life, because it's no longer benefiting me and I didn't realize it until now, right? So it's really asking yourself, okay, what is it that I truly want? What are my true desires? And what am I willing to stand up for going forward? And setting those boundaries.
I really enjoy your radical reliance on the ability to change. It is so good. What can people do in a short term? They write it down. They want to make these changes, but their momentum of life, their physiology, their emotions, their intellect is not change oriented. What can they do to change?
So it's really asking yourself, if I keep up with the same thing that's been going on so far, one, am I happy with what status quo was before? And what is going to happen if I don't change? What is that return, not return on investment, but what is that I'm going to, if I don't change, what am I going to lose? What am I going to miss out on if I don't shift right now?
Because life moves quickly. There's no question. Wonderful. How do people get in the waiting line? Because I read on your website that, and I heard in the video that people heard here as well, that you only take 5 clients at a time. So how do we get on your waiting list?
So actually right now what I'm offering is kind of a 90-minute intensive 90-day game plan session for business owners to really get that clarity that they need, kind of unleash that inner power, unleash the leader within, and reignite the path to success, power, and happiness, because it's not about time anymore. Because people now know, okay, this is how we work when we're not having to commute, or not having to go into in-person meetings, and we can use technology like we're using right now. So I'm offering those sessions. They can reach out to me either via LinkedIn. They can find me under Madhura Joshi. They can email me at madhura@igniteyourinnerpotential.ca. They can even shoot me a text if they want, 403-971-8947. They can find me on Instagram, Facebook. My Instagram handle is igniteyourinnerpotential.yyc. And so, yeah, I'm on every social platform other than Twitter, because I haven't quite gotten a handle on that one yet. But yeah, feel free to reach out. It's going to be an intensive one. You're going to leave with clarity, direction, specific action plan, and a 90-day game plan, so that you get rid of the overwhelm and the anxiety and really get a flow in your business, and get creative solutions on how to create business during these uncertain times and really thrive.
Definitely a message for today and for now. Madhura Joshi, Ignite Your Inner Potential on TVU Business Channel. Thank you so kindly.
Thank you so much.
Bye now.